1950s, Disney Imagineer Harper Goff presented a sketch of a sinister abandoned mansion to Walt Disney. The drawing did pique Disney's interest. He had always envisioned a haunted attraction at Disneyland, but he wasn't sold on the idea of a rundown, ramshackle building in his beautiful park. Fellow Imagineer Ken Anderson was brought onto the project to see if he could iron out the kinks and make this haunted house concept more of a family attraction. In order to get his creative juices flowing, Anderson went to the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. The juxtaposition of the house's beautiful exterior and strange interior worked. Anderson, now free of his creative block, was able to justify having a haunted house inside of a pristine, Gothic revival-style mansion. In the mid-60s, the Haunted Mansion would be put on hold so that Imagineers could create innovative exhibits for the 1964 World's Fair. After the World's Fair, Imagineers Mark Davis and Claude Coates were brought on board to collaborate on the inner workings of the mansion. At this point, it was still unclear as to what this attraction actually was. Imagineers had created an abundance of concept art with no clear concept. Originally, the Haunted Mansion was meant to be a walk-through attraction, but a walking tour would make wait times at the busy park unbearable. Another idea for the attraction would have had guests embarking on a spine-chilling boat ride through the Louisiana Bayou. But Walt didn't want another boat ride opening right after the premiere of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. The solution was a new ride system developed at the World's Fair called the Omnimover, a continuously moving ride vehicle system capable of loading and unloading guests at high capacity. On December 15, 1966, the passing of Walt Disney would temporarily freeze the production of the Haunted Mansion. With the loss of their extraordinary leader, the Imagineers were still debating as to whether the ride would be scary or silly. In the end, Imagineers decided that the Haunted Mansion could be both frightening and fun. Mark Davis's concept art and practical effects were funny, and Claude Coates envisioned a more chilling haunted house. The two Disney legends combine their ideas, so the ride starts off with an eerie environment, setting the tone for a house haunted by ghosts. On August 9, 1969, the doors of the Haunted Mansion first creaked open, allowing foolish mortals to enter. And to this day, it's still a beloved attraction. One of my favorite things about the Haunted Mansion are all of the wonderful design elements found throughout the attraction, like the beloved purple wallpaper designed by Tanya McKnight Norris. Norris was part of a team of Imagineers who worked on the ride's interior decor. She'd often go to decorator stores to find wallpaper inspirations, but couldn't find a scary one, so she drew her own. Her Victorian damask pattern with its scary faces is not only part of the ride, it has become arguably the most popular image on Disney merchandise since Mickey Mouse. Which brings us to another loved design feature within the mansion, the bat stanchions. Did you know they were originally designed to be angry-looking birds? Fortunately, it was decided that bats ultimately belonged inside of a haunted mansion. Did you know that the original bat stanchions were hand-carved out of wood before they were molded and cast in bronze? He was a Cuban sculptor named Ciro Rolando Santana y Ariate. He was already a well-established artist in Cuba for 20 years before accepting a temporary position in 1969 for a new attraction at Walt Disneyland. Santana's journey to the United States was primarily motivated by his desire to raise money so that he could bring his family, who were living in Puerto Rico at the time, to the United States. Only a few short weeks after joining Walter Elias Disney Enterprises, Santana would seize a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Walt Disney's Imagineering division was in search of a sculptor to create some of the furnishings inside of a new attraction called the Haunted Mansion. Armed with his impressive credentials, Santana promptly presented himself to wed and was swiftly brought on board as an Imagineer. After being hired, Santana was finally able to realize his dream and reunite with his family in the United States. Santana designed and carved numerous decorative objects within the mansion, including the chairs in the dinner scene, the pair of griffins at the foot of the stairway, and of course, the beloved bat stanchions. You can also spot Santana's work in the graveyard scene, where he was responsible for carving many of the original tombstones. Here it is, our Haunted Mansion high heel. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Crafting with Ursa. We'll see you soon. Bye.